Caitlin Clark brings it down, goes twice between her legs, step back jack. A'ja Wilson doesn't like that. A'ja Wilson isn't smart enough to understand that everybody's going to get fat because of Caitlin Clark. Everybody won't get fat if they keep bringing up the ridiculous, idiotic, and tired old notion of race.
A'ja Wilson is calling for something so outrageous, it's hard to take seriously. A lifetime ban for Caitlin Clark. Let's be real, is this really about rules? Or is it about being outshined? Before Clark arrived, the league was struggling for attention, and even multiple MVP awards weren't keeping the spotlight bright. Now, suddenly, Clark shows up and the entire basketball world is watching again. And instead of celebrating that growth, Wilson is making headlines by pulling her into unnecessary, racially charged controversy. Rather than trying to tear her down, it might be time to recognize the role she's playing in lifting the entire league.
A'ja Wilson, who bitch whined and moaned and continues to bitch whine and moan that Caitlin Clark is only popular because she's...
How do you convince yourself that Caitlin Clark's rise is about race instead of pure skill? Her success is built on undeniable talent, and as her star continues to climb, the people who can't stand to see someone else shine are the ones slowly fading into the background. Keep pushing these empty accusations, A'ja, because with every baseless claim, the spotlight you're trying to grab moves even farther out of reach.
That we need to worry about than what other people have to say. I have a scout, I have 11 other minds on my team in my locker room that we got to make sure that we're on the same mindset. So I really can't give you the best answer on that because I really don't pay any attention to it. My goal is just to go out there and be the best that I can be for my teammates, both on and off the court, and we're going to go out there and be.
According to Wilson, Clark's so-called problem is a lack of respect for the game and its pioneers. So let me get this straight. Carrying the Indiana Fever, shattering records, and dragging the WNBA into the national spotlight is now considered disrespectful? Let's be real, A'ja is respect just another way of saying, stop outshining me? From where I stand, Clark is lifting the entire league and securing its future in ways you never did. Maybe it's time to rewrite that narrative.
I feel like that college is one of those spaces where you got to win one for them to even have your name in the conversation. And it took me 3 years to win mine, so it's.
So this is really what it comes down to. It took you 3 years to reach that level, and she did it in just a few months. Now, A'ja Wilson is out here reacting like she's been denied some kind of consolation prize. Honestly, it's almost unbelievable how someone with that many accomplishments can still sound this shaken. But when a rookie like Caitlin Clark suddenly steals the spotlight, I guess pressure makes people say and do desperate things.
We love Steph Curry as a black man because of how he plays. Don't give two craps about Steph Curry or Caitlin Clark being white, black, green, or purple. When in doubt, yell racism. And when in doubt, look stupid doing it. And the latest is this moron named A'ja Wilson. I think, talking about racism, it's a huge thing. I think a lot of people may say it's not about black and white, but to me it really is. Well, of course.
It seems Clark's brilliance is shining a little too brightly for Wilson's comfort. Instead of embracing the league's momentum or recognizing how Clark has sparked a massive surge of new fans, Wilson chose to cry bias. Her claim? That the attention Clark gets is rooted in race. She insists it's not about black and white, but let's be honest, it definitely comes off that way. If that's the stance she's determined to defend, she might need a shovel, because she's digging herself deeper by the day. Clark isn't making headlines because she fits some imaginary narrative. She's earning every bit of it through jaw-dropping performances. Maybe instead of playing the victim, Wilson should ask herself why Clark connects with fans and lifts the game in ways she never managed to.
But I think sometimes we do play the race card too much. This ain't racial. This is about sports. This is about athletic ability. You know what I'm saying? And when you look at Caitlin Clark's game, who's very reminiscent of a Steph Curry based on her range and shooting the three, plus everything else she does.
And let's talk about the elephant in the room, marketability. Clark's rumored $28 million Nike deal says everything about her star power. She's relatable, electrifying, and has the kind of charisma that turns casual viewers into lifelong fans. As for Wilson's Nike deal, right, there isn't one. Instead of taking shots at Clark, Maybe Wilson should be asking herself why brands are rushing to partner with a rookie while she's stuck on the outside looking in. The contrast couldn't be clearer. Clark brings something to the league and its audience that simply can't be ignored.
Is Caitlin Clark currently the face of the WNBA? Yes. Do I think if A'ja Wilson dropped a shoe and Caitlin Clark dropped a shoe today at the very same time, that Caitlin Clark would outsell A'ja's shoe by 100 times? Yes, I think.
What makes this even more disappointing is that Wilson isn't just falling behind Caitlin Clark on the court. She's losing in the court of public opinion too. Clark's rise is the kind of story fans love. A rookie reviving a struggling franchise, shattering records, and doing it all with an energy that pulls people in. Meanwhile, Wilson's narrative is starting to sound like one long complaint about how unfair everything is. But here's the reality. Life isn't fair, and neither is the spotlight. It shines where the excitement is, and right now, Clark is the main attraction. And let's not overlook some of the wildest moments from Wilson's rant. She took shots at Clark's on-court attitude, calling her cocky, and accused the media of overhyping her. Oh, please. That's not arrogance. That's confidence. And confidence is exactly why people can't take their eyes off Clark. Maybe if Wilson had even a fraction of that spark, she wouldn't be so busy complaining about screen time. Fans don't tune in for entitlement. They tune in for passion, fire, and the energy Clark brings every single game. Remember when Wilson said this season is the first time she's ever heard people call her game boring? You can practically feel the bitterness behind those words. Now the fan base is split, with some leaning on the same tired racial narrative. Yes, those discussions matter, but let's be honest, this situation isn't about race. It's about one player struggling with fading relevance and making desperate moves to stay in the spotlight. While Wilson keeps throwing shade, Clark keeps letting her performance speak, shattering records and packing arenas. And to the league's credit, the WNBA has stayed completely out of the chaos. No official response. No acknowledgement of Wilson's suspension demand. Just silence, and that's the right move. The league has bigger goals right now, growing its audience and riding the momentum Clark has created. If Wilson had any sense, she'd be focused on that too instead of turning this into a personal pity tour.
Oh, Caitlin Clark, Dawn Staley, the great Dawn Staley, who I revere, by the way. But she was playing the way she's playing now. Well, wait a minute. You know she had the potential. You know, playing amongst other stars, with her marksmanship, she could have made big things happen. With her passing ability, she could have made things happen. Then she would have drawn excitement and eyeballs, and people the world over would have been watching her, which would have assisted in the elevation of the WNBA brand, which would have benefited everybody.
But let's cut through the noise. A'ja Wilson isn't just frustrated. She's drowning in her own resentment. No matter how many MVP awards or championship rings she owns, deep down she knows she's being overshadowed by a rookie. And that's the real issue, isn't it? Clark has done what Wilson never managed to do: capture the hearts of fans and take over the cultural spotlight. Wilson's numbers are impressive. No one is denying that. But stats alone don't make you the face of a league. Charisma does. Relatability does. And Clark is both in abundance. The irony here is hard to ignore. Remember when Wilson was the new star everyone couldn't stop talking about? When the media praise was non-stop, endorsement deals were rolling in, and the spotlight was all hers. Back then, she had no complaints about how the system worked. But now that someone else is stealing the spotlight, suddenly everything is a problem. Wilson keeps playing the victim, blaming everyone but herself for Clark's rise. There's no conspiracy. Clark's popularity comes from talent, charisma, and consistency, not whining or drama. Meanwhile, Wilson's jealousy and antics are dragging her down, turning what could have been a chance to mentor and elevate the league into a circus. The truth is simple. Clark is the future, and the more Wilson complains, the clearer it becomes that she's mad. She can't keep up. It's time for Wilson to step back, recognize Clark's brilliance, and maybe learn from it. Because right now, her legacy isn't her stats or rings. It's how poorly she's handling the spotlight.